Hello everyone, my name is Lisa. Welcome to my channel. I make videos on beauty, lifestyle and everything in between. So if you like any of that jazz, consider subscribing. Let's become a family. I'm just here to share what I know, and if by any means you know something different or you have any advice, feel free to drop a comment down below because I value growth above all. In this video, I'll be talking about the makeup brushes you need to create an eyeshadow look similar to this one. So yes, without further ado, let's get on into this video. The idea is to use a thick brush, a brush that covers a lot, massive area with one sweep. So anything that is thick and fluffy. I have one brush that is thicker than this. I can't find it. Of course, the others are dirty, but I just wanted to show you that the idea of it is something that looks a bit like this, thick and fluffy. With this kind of brush, it's best for the base, your transition shade, because you are going to start with a shadow that is very blendable, that is very similar to a skin tone that is muted light. Your transition shade will be something light like this brown here, which is very similar to my skin tone. With that, you can use a brush that has a thick base and you can go nuts. It doesn't matter if it's not properly blended. It covers all areas, so even if it goes too high up, it's okay because it is similar to your skin tone. So yes, we move on to the second kind of brush. This is your second brush. As you can see, it is less wide. It's still wide, but it's not too much. What I like to use this brush for is a shade that comes after the transition shade. Not too dark and not too light as well, and it easily blendable as well. So you need a brush like this brush as your second brush, right? So when it comes to a brush like this, again demonstrating with my Nubian palette, I would pick up a shadow like this one right here, which is a bit darker than your transition shade, but it's not super dark like this dark, right? Or black. It'll be very prominent if it's not properly blended, but it is not hard to blend with this brush. When you apply your shadow, learn to stamp, and then after that, I will demonstrate with this third brush. This right here is magical. It doesn't really have to necessarily be the MAC 224 like this. No, it can be any brush. Also, never use dirty brushes. It can be, as long as it's fluffy and wide like this, not too wide, but you get the gist. As long as it's very fluffy, after you apply, you put on that shade that comes after the transition shade, which is a bit dark. You go on with this brush to blend your work. Don't blend with the brush you use to pick up the product. It'll just be too hard and too messy. So for a flawless look, a seamless look, it's best to go with a clean blending brush like this one. The fourth brush would be something like this. This is just me. It's not really a rule, it's not a must, but for using super dark shade that come at the end, the one that doesn't need anything on top, that one, right? You don't need to blend it too hard. That's the shade I'm talking about. So I like using a dark brush because the shadow is going to be dark. It doesn't really require you to do too much because it's just applying it at the corners of your eye, of your lid, and that's it. So you make sure that it is, according to Lisa's rules, it is a dark brush, and it is more, because you need more control and it's more precise when you go in at the corners. The last brush should be the fifth brush, right? One, two, three. Yeah, fifth brush. The last brush is very small and precise and hard. It's not really flimsy. The bristles are not flimsy, as you can see. This one is very tapered. This is ideal for getting in your inner corners, or maybe if you just want to act like it's 2016 again and highlight your brow bone like I did, you can do that. It is hard as an eyeliner. You can just use your shadow and this brush to, because it's hard. I realized that when it comes to the waterline, it's always wise to pick up any shade you have used at the top to bring it to the bottom. And don't forget to join at the outer corners for a seamless look, because you don't want that disconnect between the bottom and the top lid, you know. These are the these are the five brushes that I use to complete an eyeshadow look. And I truly believe that you can get away with just something thick for the transition shade, and something like this is precise, right, for a shade that comes after the transition shade. You're going to need more time to blend if you blend with a brush you picked up the shadow with. So that's why I recommend a clean brush. But if you don't find any use in that, it's okay. You can just get away with just using two brushes, really. Because again, it is 2025. It's not 2016. You don't need an inner corner highlighter and a brow bone highlighter. Who does that anymore? So just these two is really fine. Oh wow, that was just me rambling on and on, which talking is one of my favorite things to do, if you haven't noticed. But yes, if you've made it this far, thank you for sticking around with me. Down below, let's confuse everyone and just go nuts. Comment brush. Until we meet again, thanks for watching. Bye.